show, 370 economists have signed a letter calling Donald Trump dangerous for the United States. Speaking to me on this programme, the Nobel Prize-winning economist Oliver Hart, who won this year's Nobel Prize in a joint, said Trump talks a good game, but lacks a valid plan.
Donald Trump calls for more growth, and you know, he says we've got to have faster growth. Growth is terrible. Trade agreements are terrible. I'm going to rip them up and start again, and all this sort of thing. But you can say those things, but it doesn't mean that you can actually bring them about.
Beto O'Rourke is a former Lieutenant Governor of New York and a member of the Trump Economic Advisory Council, and joins me now. They say he has magical thinking and he is ignorant on economics.
Well, very few presidents are experts on everything, and in fact, very few are even experts on anything other than politics. But the fact is he has a terrific economic team, supply-siders, and he has a very strong economic plan, slashing corporate tax rates, deregulation, including repealing Obamacare, and most important, energy production, oil, fracking, natural gas.
But let me read you what they say. They say he degrades trust in vital institutions. He's misled voters about NAFTA. He claims to champion former manufacturing workers, but has no plan. He's misled the public by saying manufacturing's declined when it hasn't. And he says he will eliminate the deficit when actually it will increase.
Okay, let me point out, first of all, that these economists are all academics.
And what's wrong with that?
Well, because 95% of campuses around the country are totally run, I won't say run, monopolized by Democrats. It's almost hard for a conservative like me to even stay on a college campus because we're so suffocated by the liberal political correctness. So talk to economists who actually work in business or in government, and you will get a different perspective. Now to the actual issue. Donald Trump's plan to slash corporate taxes, which are now among the highest in the world.
No, they deny that. They say, if you look, they actually specifically say that if you look at the tax to ratio, it is by no, amongst the OECD, it is amongst the lowest.
The OECD says that even after all the loopholes, it's 27 or 28%, which puts it way near the very top.
The nominal rate versus those after deductions, Betsy.
No, I'm talking about the nominal rate is 35 to 39. Right. The actual rate is 27 to 29. Yes, the effective rate is 27 to 29, which is still way up there. I saw the OECD report. And the fact is Hillary Clinton's demagogic promise to raise taxes on corporations will push us into a recession. Look at what's happening here, Richard. We've already had now almost 4 quarters of consistent decline in investment. When companies don't buy...
Not in the last quarter. The last quarter, it was an improvement.
Oh, it was like a sliver. When companies don't buy another truck, they can't hire another driver. When they don't buy a computer, they can't hire another office worker. That is what's happening in our economy.
But
lack of business investment because taxes are too high.
370 of them.
It means nothing because they're all from the same point of view, the academic point of view. Let's talk to people in real life who know how to make money.
That was my next story.
Well, now you'll have to wing it like me.
Right. Okay, you want to wing it? Let's wing it. This question, though, of the deficit, there is unanimity virtually. You don't
I won't deny it.
That it's going to rise as a result.
And you know what? That's okay. The same thing happened under Kennedy. The same thing happened under Reagan. And if you look at Reagan, who produced many years of rigorous growth, by 1991, the deficit was coming down.
Different times with lack of globalization, and the U.S. economy wasn't as integrated. The U.S. economy today is 17% of the global economy, as it was much greater in Ronald Reagan's time. Therefore, the need for overseas trading is greater today.
Well, now you're switching the topic to another issue, trade. But let me point out that although Trump's approach on trade is somewhat controversial, protectionism, he has to get that through Congress. That is the one part of his economic plan that inevitably will be modified during the legislative process.
I can't remember what our bet was earlier in the campaign.
A steak dinner.
What was it, a steak dinner with what?
Yes.
It's GDP growth, isn't it? It's GDP. It's paid. We'll have to go back and look at the tape. Something tells me that I'll end up with the bill anyway.
Looking forward to it.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you very much indeed.